What is up? I am Daniel Hofflich, and joined with me in the party chat tonight is Andrew Hofflich in the top left of your screen. In the bottom left of your screen is Greg Bagley. We have both of our Xbox spokespersons here on game night to join me in the party chat to talk about Xbox Games Showcase, which is happening on July 23rd at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, this is going to be a huge show, and we have a lot to talk about today because I have done the honors of finding what each studio has been up to that has been part of the Xbox Game Studios. So we're gonna see we're gonna say what they've been up to, and if we think we're gonna see them at the show, at the showcase. So this is going to be really fun, really exciting because we also have a couple other things to talk about. Like we're going to break this off right away. Uh, will Microsoft purchase WB Games? Now, this is pretty exciting because the reason why I'm going to talk about it here is because it could potentially tie in to the Xbox Game Showcase. I mean, can you? I don't know if they have enough time to like if they make the purchase before the Xbox Game Showcase to just say also included in the Xbox Game Studios WB Interactive.
I think they do. They'll make time.
Just like a little tiny snippet that says we have now acquired WB. So the reason why this would be huge for Xbox in this sense here is not only do they get exclusivity to games like Mortal Kombat, but also potentially potentially Batman. I'm not sure exactly what other licensing has to go into getting DC Comics, but they're part of the Warner Brothers umbrella. If I'm correct, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess that's that. But if not Batman, like if they don't get exclusivity to Batman, if there is some kind of licensing that I don't understand, they get Rocksteady Games, which is dude, what an incredible studio that would be to add to the Xbox Game Studios.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you guys see this happening? Or also, I think it's important to say that not only Microsoft is interested in WB Games, but also Take-Two Interactive, Take-Two, EA, and Activision. So these guys are sole video game companies. Microsoft, I mean, they're already investing a lot of money into a brand new console launch this year. They've gotten xCloud going on, just among a ton of other things. So they don't, like, contrary to popular belief, they don't have an endless pool of funds to throw at things. But this would be a huge purchase, a huge benefit.
I still think they'll do it. So we're talking about a huge company purchase, and like, what if it just so happens that WB is the one they were referring to months back?
Ooh, that's right. Everybody assumed that didn't assume, but they thought it would be Sega when that whole thing was going on. When Sega just bamboozled us with a stupid little mini
at that point.
Yeah. So maybe
They said it was a major studio.
I could see them going after. I mean, they've obviously shown that they're very serious with the Series X launch, and they're not taking a back seat, second place, kind of like the Xbox One did. They kind of want to be out in the forefront again. So I could see them spending the money for it. And I mean, even though they have Killer Instinct as an exclusive for their console, to turn around and also be able to flash Mortal Kombat as, you have to buy an Xbox, or you can play on PC, but it's an Xbox console exclusive. That would be major, because has Mortal Kombat ever been like exclusive to a console.
No, it was just better on Sega
Yeah,
back in the
so
day.
for Xbox to be able to get it and have at least that one IP, because I've been doing a little research. I'm like you, I still don't understand the whole licensing thing, but they wouldn't be getting like Batman, as a, as their brand, Xbox brand, but
Right.
Right.
the studio would still be able to develop Batman games, but they'd have to buy the licensing, and if they'd want to go out and
I mean, if
spend that extra money to get it, I don't know.
if they could get the partnership for Batman, that would be
That'd be huge.
really, really good because PlayStation has Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they could kind of balance that out a little bit.
And those
Uh,
games
Yeah,
are
that would be
always
cool.
beautiful.
Yeah, Rocksteady games are amazing, man. So yeah, that's just potential stuff going on there. Um, I don't know what to say, but imagine this. Imagine if, like, you know how Mortal Kombat brings in like Joker and stuff like that. What if Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat is then able to like have Master Chief
Master Chief.
as, you know what I mean, like as a character
You know,
in Mortal Kombat?
Marcus Phoenix.
Marcus
Oh
Phoenix,
my
yes.
gosh. Yeah.
The
That'd be pretty
fatality
awesome.
using the chainsaw. Oh god, yeah. So
I'll put it this way to you: if Xbox wants it, they'll get it.
Yeah.
If they don't see it as a major turning point for
mhm.
them, then unfortunately, Activision or EA would swoop in, and kind of
Yeah.
is what it is at that
Yeah, I can see Microsoft. I can see Microsoft raising the bar pretty high with their bid.
point.
But I mean, Take Two is huge. I mean, they got Grand Theft Auto, they got
Yeah.
the 2K series. They're they're not hurting for money, and then they're literally, this is what they do. Microsoft does a bunch of other things than just gaming.
Right.
EA same way, Activision same way. Call of Duty's under Activision. I mean, one of the biggest games ever. So they have tough competition, tough bidding competition to get WB games. But once again, this is, I think the last I read was that they're not even 100% sure if they're selling yet. At least that's what they're telling the public.
Yeah,
So
they want to sell. Yeah,
yeah,
Oh, they're selling.
that would
they
be
got a lot of debt to make up.
that would be so big if Xbox
Yeah.
put them WB, and you know what, I would even break it into like WB and then also Rocksteady and just like NetherRealms and put that under the Xbox Game Studio umbrella.
Yeah,
In-
because Mortal
insane.
Kombat has a huge following as well. So like some people, if it's
Yeah.
only on Xbox, like no
I mean,
brainer.
You got that, and that's the way I would love to see it going down. But I guess it's also possible that Xbox has been known to share. I mean, Minecraft
Yeah.
is on everything, so if they wanted to put Mortal
The
Kombat
thing
on everything, they
about-
could.
thing about some of that sale that they said was anything in current development would still come out, even if Microsoft was to swoop in and purchase them. Whatever's
Yeah, no
in
cancels.
development right now does stay, PlayStation 5 or wherever it's going to go.
Right.
So it would be future games. So if they are working on a Mortal Kombat, they may not get it until the next Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat after this.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, guys. That's pretty exciting.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that would be a huge announcement at the Xbox Games Showcase. Now, I want to talk about the presentation of this showcase. I want to talk about, how do you guys see this showcase going down? Do you guys see it going down as a inside Xbox style showcase where they're going to have, spokespeople kind of talking about it, passing it over to who so and so, and then they're talking about their game, and at their house in like more of a homey environment,
I hope
or
not.
yeah, like, or do you see it going down like the PlayStation 5 games showcase that was just last month, where it was, yeah, they had faces on the show, which is good, but it was more of a professional, like, backdrops, and they weren't inside their house talking, but it was just like, to introduce the game, and then it was actual gameplay followed by some more actual gameplay, and then later on they just kind of started kind of drifting into sizzle reel territory. Or final option here, I guess, is, do you see it just being a complete sizzle reel?
No,
of video games.
I still
I
want to see
see.
a stage.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think
Me
we'll get a
too.
stage, but
Yeah,
If they
it
did it
could
in the
be.
Microsoft Theater, I mean, why not? They own it.
yeah.
I
I
think
want
they'll
them to do.
still. Oh, go ahead, Greg.
I want them to do something that feels almost normal, like where you have Philly Spence comes out, like on his little stage or platform or whatever it be, and it's just like talking about stuff and like introducing the games and developers and stuff like he normally does, and then just like then instead of like you see in the whole auditorium like you normally would, it's just full screen,
Yeah.
like trailers, gameplay, and stuff like that, and then you can cut back to Philly Spence instead of like a this,
Right.
where
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
you where you've got people talking about stuff like it's the NFL draft. Like, I just don't like it.
Yeah, I agree, man. I would love to see them just utilize that Microsoft Theater and put on a show. But man, I do not. I don't think they'll go that route, but they could. Andrew, what do you think, man? Also, my question I want to throw in there: do you think that we're going to see hardware? Like, do you think we're going to see it in action, loading times, like booting it up from the beginning of the home screen, user interface, and all that other stuff?
I could possibly see. I still think, even though I'd like it to be more, I guess you say professional, but with the times we're going into now, sitting at your house doing it like this, it's professional. Like, I mean, their shows have been good. Like when Phil's on talking with, host of IGN, it still looks good. It still sounds good. I have no issues with it. Um, I think you'll get kind of a PlayStation 5 kind of conference. You're going to get less talking, like, because, a lot of the Xbox guys, they like to talk a lot, which is cool.
Yeah,
But I think you're
Yeah.
going to get less talking. I think Phil might get a majority of it. And then when you start to get these head of these other developers, they may only get, 30 seconds to a minute on screen of talking. And then they're just going to show you games. Like, I don't think they're going to spend a lot of time like they normally do trying to sell you on features and the tech side and all that. I think you're going to get, hey, look, here's what we've been working on. It's fantastic. It's coming out this year, whatever. And here's the game. And
Okay.
I believe you're even going to get Phil Spencer probably going to show you his Series X. And, he
yeah,
may do something where he's using the controller on his TV to show you what the game's going. But considering that it was rumored that the Series X was coming out in August originally, they're ready to go. So you're
yeah,
going to get, I think you're going to get the full Series X experience. I don't think they'll spend too much time on the tech side of the Series X, like loading screens and all that stuff. But I think they're going to sell it. I think this one's going to be what they're saying it is. It's a first party studios game showcase, and I think you're going to get a lot of games and maybe a quick sneak peek of the Series X in action.
Yeah, for me, I would definitely want to see this. I want to see the machine in action. I think, if anything, if they're going to take any kind of feedback that came out of the PlayStation 5 event, the feedback there was overwhelmingly positive, except for the fact that they didn't show anything about the actual. Like, didn't show the console, like in at work, I guess at work.
yeah,
They didn't show it doing its thing, and like people were they're still craving that. They want to see this machine in action. And I think the same thing goes for Series X, even though that, yeah, Xbox has been more open about it. And like they've had these little tiny tech demos, videos that you can find on the internet if you want to, but that's, at this point, it's kind of old news, and people who are just now getting onto the hype train leading into next gen, maybe they haven't seen that yet. I don't know. I think this is the chance where all eyes are going to be on Xbox to impress. Like, yeah, games are not going to, especially right out the gate, they're not going to be just going to blow you away with their graphics. I don't think so, unless if like maybe Halo Infinite is going to do something like that. But like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, they're just going to look like high end PC games. At the for the initial launch of these next gen consoles, and I think expectations might be a little too high for what graphic fidelity is going to look like on next gen. And I think what would sell somebody is if you show Valhalla like loading up in a split second. Where you know, I mean, like that right there is insane, because if you ever played Odyssey, it takes 15-20, I don't even know, 15 minutes.
Red Dead 2.
Red Dead 2. That's another great example. Take a game that are notorious for long load times, even if it's an old game for our Xbox One, to show here's our Xbox optimized for Series X segment of the show, and then just show Red Dead loading within seconds, Grand Theft Auto 5 loading within seconds. Like this
I think they will.
Yeah,
because typically they've done tech demos like that. Like when Xbox One was coming out, you know, they would be like, "Here's your menu screen. Like, here's where we're going to show you the resume feature. Where like I'm going to turn on the Xbox, and we're going to pick up my game right where we left off."
Boom.
So I think they'll do stuff like that, because typically they do in their conferences.
Yeah, they did the quick resume thing. Like that video's out there. But man, showing
full screen
Xbox Snap. Oh man, I went back.
A cool feature if it worked.
I went back and watched that Xbox One reveal. It was worse than I remember. Okay, dude. So that is what I feel that would be enough to get people excited for Series X. Enough to even get PlayStation players excited for Series X. I think that's going to come down to the games that are shown. But for me to get excited for next gen, I want to see these games in action. I want to see the machine in action. So gameplay and load times, and like, because these are the things that they're touting. Like, these are the big things. Frame rate and all that, but you're not going to be able to convey frame rate through a live stream. But although I will say that this stream will most likely be in 4K, whereas PlayStation didn't do that. So I think this one will be in 4K, but we're not going to see the frame rates, but we can see load times. You know what I mean? So I think they should show that. What do you guys think it will take to get PlayStation players excited about Series X?
Oh my God! It would take.
Spider-Man.
I would say, how do I answer this?
Spider-Man.
To get, you're not going to. Let's just be honest here. But to get anyone excited, I mean, Xbox players would be excited, you know, nonetheless, as long as they're getting the games they've been looking forward to. To get PlayStation guys excited, and if you have to kind of break this conference down into two categories, I think. You either break it down to, like you said, and I don't mean this any punches towards PlayStation gamers or fanboys or whatever you want to call it, but if you want to get the general public gaming community excited about your next gen console, you do exactly what you said, Danny. You tout everything. You tout the speed of the console. You tout the frame rates. You tout the load times. You tout the games. You tout the graphics. Everything. Kind of a whole broad. And you can spend more time. And this has kind of been Xbox's thing, God, for years. They like to show off tech.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like when it comes to the Xbox, you know, they even spent a ton of time on HoloLens, which never really came to fruition, but they spent a lot of time on it. But they like their tech side, whereas PlayStation gamers are kind of like exclusives. Like, we just want to see them. We don't even care if it's just a screen that says God of War. Like, that's all we care about. We just want to hear a name. And it's kind of, that's why I drifted away from PlayStation years ago, is because a lot of empty promises, a lot of, you know, here's a game that's coming out 5 years from now, but hey, look, we're announcing it. And look, Xbox didn't announce nothing. All they announced was stuff coming out this year, next year.
This year.
And that always, and, you know, that always got on my nerves. And I lost a lot of respect for Sony. And I mean, I dropped away from them. And that's one reason why I never liked their method. It works.
It works. Yeah, I was going to say, you can't deny it works. The hype is there.
There's a lot of things in this world I don't agree with, but it seems to work. But Sony's business model and stuff, it works because people just, you know, they want to know things. You know, I don't know how to say it. They they want it in their face, like Final Fantasy. I mean, God, they announced it and it took 7 years to come out. It's like, at that point, why'd you even tell me it's coming out? Like, just tell me what. Give me
more
a year
more
or
direct
two.
would be
Poor Danny. So now I gotta wait 7 years for this.
I was willing.
But yeah, to answer your question, I think to get if you want to try to get your old 360 gamers back that kind of lost faith in the Xbox One or the Xbox brand, you just need to show games. Like, you need to show, if you want to show the speed, like, they don't care how fast it's going to load. So maybe spend only 5 minutes on that, and that's still going to satisfy like me.
Just to touch on it,
But as far as swaying fans back that maybe lost faith in your brand because for whatever reason, which no offense to anyone else,
games.
Maybe I don't understand it, but everybody is exclusives. Like, it seems.
Oh,
to be
I'm
the
about
only
it.
Craze. I understand you're about it, but it's to me, I like Xbox. The multi-plats play better.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I still get my great Halos and Gears, and you can say
90% of what you play is multi-plat.
Do you think that you think Xbox is going to kind of come in swinging with their power? Do you think they're going to try and sell it like, hey, we are the most powerful console, and here's why it's going to run better on Xbox Series
X? Still the most powerful console.
Or will they even be able to? That's why I'm kind of curious about that, because, like you said, multiplats run better on Xbox as of right now on Xbox One X. That is true, but we don't know. We don't know about the next gen. I mean, it is more powerful, but we'll see.
I can tell you one thing about Phil Spencer lately. He seems to be way more confident now. I mean, he's always had a nice confidence with him, but he even makes little jabs here and there at Sony, which kind of he never did. So, yes, I think he's going to come out. They're going to say, we're the most powerful console. All your games will play better on Xbox. But no, I think, to answer your question, I think they're going to go the way of trying to get their gamers back, and maybe even try to get some PlayStation gamers to, maybe buy both consoles and come back to Xbox, to try Xbox out.
They need that catch line. After every game trailer that's shown says, play it better on Xbox.
That seems a little too...
it's right on the nose.
It might be a little too early.
It's great.
It's
great.
It will play better.
I can't see Xbox doing that. That's just never been their thing. But I think they're going to come out with games. I think they may even go Sony's route of announcing games that may be 3 years down the road.
They need to. Yeah.
This is where I would say that they do need to take a page from Sony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show us more than a year in advance.
Mm-hmm. I said it in an earlier podcast a couple weeks ago. I think Xbox is going to throw everything they got out there, and then they'll just use the next couple years at E3 if it comes back, and they're just going to, they'll start touching up on the games that they're going to announce in a few weeks. But I think they're going to throw everything they got at this.
Well, that is definitely what I think. I think we're all in agreement that they just need to show the games, whether it be launch, whether it be way out in the future, the distant future, even the closer future, maybe the next year games. But we need to see games. But I also think they really should focus, like you said, maybe like just 5 minutes on hardware.
Yes.
Just give us the hardware. The tech side of things. I know it says game showcase, but hey, you're showcasing your games on next gen. So let's see.
I'll put it to you like this: they bought a lot of studios. A year or two ago. They really haven't released anything for the Xbox One. Like, the Xbox One has been kind of just, not dead, but it's been empty on exclusives for the last couple of years, at least towards the end. They've been doing updates. They've even held back. They've just held back a lot, it seems. So I think they're going to throw a lot of stuff in the next year. I mean, I think they're going to sit their whole loads coming out, like, of games is going to come out to get people, hey, buy our system. And, we have all these studios. We'll worry about more content down the road. But, hey, come get an Xbox today.
Here,
Yeah.
here's here, let's get into it then. You guys are talking about here they're going to show everything they got. Well, like I said earlier in the podcast, I have taken the liberty of finding all of the subsidiaries of Xbox Game Studios, and find out what they're working on, what they could be working on, and if we'll see it at games at the Xbox Game Showcase. We're going to start reverse on the alphabet here. So we're going Undead Labs. So Undead Labs is a part of Xbox Game Studio. They're known for State of Decay.
Yeah. I was like, I know that name.
Right. So State of Decay 2 just had their last update or DLC. So State of Decay 3. Do you guys think we will see a teaser for this? I'd also like to give you guys a little bit of context here. This is Christopher Caller. I'm going to ruin this guy's name. Christopher Calendaropoulos of eggplant.com. Look, you can't blame me for ruining that name. I'm sorry, guys. Of eggplant.com reports that Microsoft Studios lead Matt Booty discussed Undead Labs acquisition, confirming some details about the next iteration in this hugely promising franchise. Matt Booty says, when we first started working on State of Decay, we had a much bigger game, a much more persistent online game, and I know that Undead Labs will get there eventually. But by bringing them into the Microsoft family, I think we're able to accelerate that and get us there sooner, which is great. In the case of Undead Labs, we absolutely want to go and make State of Decay 3. That is a clear goal. That studio will have some other incubation. They'll work on some other things, but this is a State of Decay 3 team. That kind of gives you those vibes that they either started work on State of Decay 3 as soon as being acquired by Microsoft Studios or by Microsoft. So they may have something to show.
I liked both of them so far. I didn't 2 get a lot of flack or something like that.
It was kind of buggy at launch.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't bother me.
State of Decay 2 was not published by Microsoft. Like that was like almost right before, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't it right before the acquisition?
No, because it came out on Game Pass on
It
launch.
did. Yeah, it was like right before where Microsoft acquired it, and then they were releasing State of Decay at the same time. I believe it was. But
it was right before. Yeah,
it was super buggy at first. I think they might have patched it, and it's a lot better now. But teams are notorious, or not notorious, but teams are known to have like split in two. So you have part of your team working on DLC for the current game, and then the other team working hard on the next iteration. And that could be the case here. I think we could see a teaser for State of Decay 3.
I'd be all right with it.
All right, we're moving on to Turn 10. Now, Turn 10, that's Playground Games.
Playground, my bad.
Yeah. Turn 10, Forza Motorsports 8. Yeah. Now, here's why. Here's some context here to prove why I think Forza 8 is a shoe-in for this games conference or a games showcase. This is PC Games .com. Forza Motorsport. Okay, sorry. This is written by Oscar Deas. Okay. Let me see. He was talking to Sky, confirms a bunch of... This is guy... Sky works for Turn 10. He confirms a bunch of features and systems, but he qualifies them by saying, in reality, these features don't really matter. In the larger scheme of things, the overall product and where we're going with it is so vastly a different and amazing experience. He says that we experienced our new tire model. We experienced our new tire pressure model. We have a new way that heat interacts with the tire pressure, and we have we actually have a dynamic track temperatures affecting this all. We have a dynamic rubbering on the track. We have a new atmospheric pressure system that accurately has pressure affecting things like air density, affecting aerodynamics and power, as well as the tire pressure. We have an entire new suspension system with the new suspension modeling. I'm missing about 15 other things that are all under the hood. That's just the moment to moment rubber meets the road experience. We'll be having more to say this next year. This interview was last year. So
This game will come out launch title. It's going to be built natively on the Series X, if I'm not mistaken, and then downgraded for the Xbox One. And it's had 3 years of development.
yep, they skipped a year.
A year longer than they normally get.
Mhm.
I think this game is going to be the biggest Forza, which is a lot to say. It's going to put Forza 7 to shame because Forza 7 I felt lacked compared to previous versions of the game. But I think Forza 8 is going to come, and this is why I think they skipped a year. I mean, they're going to come out swinging with this game. No disrespect to Sony and Gran Turismo, but after you see, I have a feeling whatever they show, you won't even think about Gran Turismo again.
Oof,
That's just my prediction. That's just being honest. That's being an honest opinion.
That's a big one. All right, so Andrew says launch title. I have to agree.
Yeah.
All right, we're moving on to Rare. Now, Rare actually has a couple games under their belt here. One of them being the obvious one, Sea of Thieves. Still an ongoing success for them, actually. I mean, it's not my cup of tea, but a lot of people still play it. It is one of the number one games on PC. They'll probably continue to support that game. But Battletoads is coming.
Yep.
Now, Battletoads has recently been rated by the ESRB. So that means it's getting real close to launch. And it could be, for me, I think this game could get a release date announced, like an official release date. But I also think that we will, because, okay, I didn't mention this earlier in the show, but Xbox is also partnering with Jeff Keighley with the Summer Game Fest and will be having game demos available on the Xbox Store throughout the week. Now, it starts the 21st, but I believe after the 23rd, we'll be seeing some of these games that are being mentioned now available to be played as a demo on the Xbox One. And I think this will be one of them. I think it'll be a game demo available after event type announcement, or it will be game available now on Game Pass.
I can see a lot of those.
All right. So Battletoads, it was at E3 last year. We got to see it in action. We could have played it. I think we saw it being played. So it's been in development for over 3 years. I think this game is ready to go. And they could just say available now.
Yeah.
It seems like a game
it's ready.
It'll be kind of in the middle of the show along with their slow part of the show, I guess. And I think it'll be a kind of, they'll show a thing, and I think I agree with you, Danny. I think it'll be a hey, available to download right now.
Awesome.
Yeah. Because it looked pretty ready last year when we saw it.
Exactly. This game's it can't be too much farther out.
Right.
All right, so Everwild is the other Rare title that was announced. I believe it was at XO19. So at the end of the year of last year. Now, Everwild is still early in development. This is coming from rare.co.uk. So this is from their official website. This is right after the XO19 announcement. While Everwild is still very early in development, we are excited about the unique potential of the game we are creating. The Everwild team is focused on building an experience that allows for new ways to play in a natural and magical world. The development team, led by executive producer Luis O'Connor, is creating something truly original and incredibly special that aims to be more than just a new IP. Everwild will offer memorable, engaging, and meaningful experiences for players everywhere to share. We cannot wait to share more with you in the future. So that tells me that they're definitely going to talk about it at the game showcase.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're moving on to Playground Games. Now this one's for Greg. This one's for Greg. Greg, it is very strongly rumored that we will see Fable be rebooted. Now, earlier, sometime last month, they had a Twitter handle or a Twitter account that was locked under Fable. Microsoft kind of brushed it off and said, "Oh, we do that with all of our IPs to make sure that we secure the accounts." Do you think there's more to it? And also, what do you want to see in a new Fable game?
I think Fable's a launch title. I think it's a launch title. It's been in the works for so long because like they've been talking about it for years and years now. How they're like, we're definitely not done with Fable. Definitely not done with Fable. We've got a great IP just sitting. We're just looking for the right team.
And Playground Games has been done with Forza Horizon 4 for about 2 years, I believe it has been.
So you know they can build environments, which environment is crucial to any RPG and
open
adventure
world
game.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We know they can do that. Just give me the goods, man.
What do you want to see in a new Fable game? Because I know you like Fable a lot, and so what about Fable is like such a special property for Xbox?
Keep it as close to like the original like system, like combat system and stuff like that. So don't like go out there and create like a whole new hyper complex combat system. Keep it funny and like with adult humor like mixed in, because it always did. When you were a kid playing it, you didn't really catch it, but if you go back and play it again, you're like, dear God. Lots of puns.
Yeah, so you just want that lighthearted, because I know Fable 1 was a little more, I guess that was a little more serious.
Yeah. Fable 2 was a lot more fun, but expand on the strength, like the strength system and stuff like that, where like you had to level up to be able to use heavier swords, but you could still use them. You just swung them slow as hell, and stuff like that. Like maybe swinging the swords, you get better with them over time instead of like an actual leveling up system, like kind of like a live leveling or live like character strengthening and stuff like that. That would be really cool.
And utilizing the power of Series X, I'd love to see like real time dynamic weather. I was also thinking to kind of like go along with the the Fable-esque type thing. Like the more evil you get, the more like storms you kind of carry around you. Like the where you go, storms just kind of form. I think that would be really cool. Or maybe
expand
like
upon the magic and the firearms.
Yeah, and the more good you are, like the more good you do. I don't know, maybe like flowers and start to grow around you or something like where you walk.
Yeah,
that would be so cool because I'm just like imagining the Forza Horizon 4, like their weather system that they could utilize in Fable. It would just be so cool, and then make it kind of
run
cool
up to you and stuff in the wild.
Yeah. All right. So do you think we're? I'm assuming if you think it's a launch title, that would be insane. I think they might push it to like kind of compete with like Horizon or something. Horizon Forbidden West from the PlayStation. To kind of compete there. If you're dropping Halo, Forza, and Fable at the same time, good lord.
FPS, racing, and RPG.
I gotta agree with Danny. I think they'll show it. Maybe a little gameplay, but I think they'll show it, and it'll say 2021 at the end.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
They gotta leave something to get people. I mean, I think they have enough coming out at the beginning of launch to get people to buy the console.
Yeah.
And once that wave's over, I think spring, May, June, somewhere in there, late spring. I think I could see them releasing that to get the second wave of people to come in.
Yeah. Plus, you want to be
That's
able to
true.
like spread these games out, so that way nobody can say, "Oh, Microsoft hasn't had a game out in a year." You know, like
Yeah.
Xbox can
Plus
just
you'll-
kind of drip feed this stuff.
You'll have your end of year multiplats coming out and stuff like that too,
Yeah.
that everyone will be focused on.
Oh yeah. Right. Yeah. Exactly. This is going to be a crowded holiday.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's definitely think we're going to see gameplay. At least that. Okay. Obsidian Entertainment is next. Now they have Grounded, which is available for Xbox Insider members.
Yeah, we tried it.
I did try it. I am not personally a fan of it. It has more of has that PC like feel to it, where you're just kind of moving around this environment, and I guess the feel of the gameplay itself has like this clicking, point
if
and
you've
click.
played
type
Ark, it's very similar to that.
There you go. There you go.
I don't know if there's taming or anything though, but
So we might see. I think we'll see an update for Grounded where they just say, "Hey, here's what the feedback we've received from the Insider program, and here's how we're improving the game." But here's where it gets exciting for Obsidian Entertainment. This is coming from Samir Amarvok of altchar.com. He says, This secret game has been described as an open-world Skyrim-like title with Obsidian's fantastic storytelling and writing. Apparently, around 100 developers are currently working on the project. A reliable Xbox insider named Clobrile recently teased some of the games that will be showcased at the event, and Obsidian's RPG is one of them. Now, take this with a grain of salt because it is a rumor coming from somebody, but it's a reliable source. I still remember how much I smiled the last time I saw Everwild. Blah blah blah. He goes on to like do this little poem thing. Obsidian is confirmed Go as well. Oh, I love that fresh RPG smell. So he says Obsidian is confirmed Go as well.
didn't they make an
I
Elder
love
Scrolls?
that fresh RPG
Oblivion.
smell.
They
They
did
made
Oblivion, right?
Yeah, dude, I'm not 100%. Not 100%. I think they did Fallout New Vegas, maybe. They did.
I was like, it's a little too early for another Elder Scrolls type game, isn't it? But I guess it has been out for like
I don't think they're gonna.
5 years or so.
And that would be in partnership with Bethesda, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess.
I'm pretty
it's
sure they did
possible.
Oblivion. I gotta look it up now. It's gonna bother me.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's kind of they would be in partnership with Bethesda, and I don't think that would be an exclusive. But yeah, it's described as an open world Skyrim-like title. So this could be real interesting if because it's right there. It's 2 RPGs in a row from Xbox. We talked about the Fable game rumored, and now we have this Obsidian Entertainment secret game that's described as an open world Skyrim-like title. So really cool stuff. They just did Outer Worlds as well.
Maybe that's what it was.
So we could see Outer Worlds 2, but I don't know. I don't think the way they described this game, it doesn't sound like Outer Worlds 2. All right, so we're going to move on to Ninja Theory. This is the next Xbox game studio. Ninja Theory got 3 different projects going on. We know for sure Hellblade 2, Senua's Saga. This was announced at, I guess it was announced last year at E3, right? Or no, it was announced during the Game Awards.
Yeah,
the Game Awards. Yeah, so Hellblade 2. Andrew, what do you think, man? What do you want to see from Hellblade 2? What do you want to see that would showcase next gen?
I want the game to look like the trailer.
Yeah, fair
Jesus.
enough, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if the gameplay is remotely close to that, and they can say it's at say 60 frames. I mean, God, that's a next gen seller.
Yeah. So do you think we're going to actually see gameplay of Hellblade 2? Or do you think the development is too early?
I think we will. I mean, I believe on the last podcast I said it'd either be a launch title or a spring release.
Oh,
So, yeah, like I said, Xbox has been known to hold games until a couple months to a year of release. So, I
mm.
mean, they showed that. What did we say? Game was it
That was the Game
Gamescom?
Award. Yeah, the Game Awards last year.
So Game Awards 2019. So if they were to do a launch title, that's a year. If they were to do spring, that's a year and a half since they announced it. That doesn't seem too far off.
I don't think it's going to be a launch title. I'll go ahead and say that. I feel
Yeah,
like, yeah,
I think
I think it's going to be. It's early in development. Possibly, I think that was just an announcement trailer. I don't think this game has been is too far along. That's my prediction. Also, if it is running on Unreal Engine 5, that's pretty much brand new tech that they're
It hasn't
working with.
released yet.
Yeah. Unless if Xbox or Microsoft have been able to get their hands on it early. They did announce that. They did say it, like Hellblade is running on Unreal Engine 5, so somehow they got their hands on it early. So I think uh, I think we could see gameplay. I want to say gameplay, but I almost feel like it's too. This is going to be one of those games where they're just going to be like also coming to Xbox in the near future, and then like show like this cool trailer for it that says running in in-game footage or something like that, which I despise. I hate when they do that because it looks nothing like it's not accurate representation of the game.
With PlayStation did they said running on PlayStation?
Yes.
Right? Or,
yeah, they can say running on Xbox Series X, but it's just kind of like I don't think they're going to show us actual gameplay yet. I hope they do because this is one of their big ones. This is one of the big. That's a big boy. You know what I mean? Like that's a big boy.
it's the big boy game.
That's that big boy. So they I feel like they should show gameplay. And Hellblade is not known to be this massive game. So it's a very focused game. I think it's only like the first one was like 6, maybe 10 hours. I don't know. Somewhere around that. So it's not a huge game. So if they're following in the footsteps with this one, development could be a little shorter. So Hellblade 2 is one of the projects from Ninja Theory. Also, Project Mara. Project Mara will be a real world. This is coming from ninjatheory.com. Project Mara will be a real world and grounded representation of mental terror based on real lived experience accounts and in-depth research. Our aim is to recreate the horrors of the mind and accurately and realistically as possible. Project Mara will be an experimental title and a showcase of what could become a new storytelling medium. And then also, since joining Xbox Game Studios in 2018, we have been hard at work on our upcoming multiplayer brawler that was Bleeding Edge. They've already got that one. Our newly announced innovative R&D project, the Insight Project. So these projects will, and then also Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. These projects will continue to drive our development goals and for the next few years, and will help shape Ninja Theory's vision for our future. So they listed off Project Mara. I don't know if that turned into the Insight Project because they didn't say Project Mara when they said we've been hard at work at these 3 things. So maybe Project Mara is the Insight Project. And then Hellblade's Senua's Saga. So that's 3 right there. Bleeding Edge, Insight Project, Senua's Saga. And it sounds like they may have something to show on one of those like experimental games.
Yeah, I think they'll show from them. I think we'll get an update for Bleeding Edge too, not for Bleeding Edge 2, but for Bleeding Edge also. Because that game, it is fun. It just lacks a lot of content. Like, I mean, I enjoy it. It needs more characters. It needs more modes. It needs more work, but it could be a really good game. So I don't think you need to release a second one. Obviously, but I think they'll show off their games they want to show, and then I think they'll also give you a little DLC update or something like that for Bleeding Edge.
Okay.
And they'll announce, obviously it gets the Series X optimization.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's a good one. We'll move on to Mojang Studios. Now,
Real quick though, you were right about Obsidian.
Okay.
They did Fallout New Vegas. They
Gotcha.
did do Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic too, though.
That's the one I was thinking of, but that obviously I don't think that's going to be a thing.
Yeah.
But they did do Knights of the Old Republic too. All right, so Mojang Studios, these guys are the Minecraft guys. So Minecraft Dungeons just released, so we're good on that. I think it'll just be kind of a ray tracing thing if they do show up. Like I think they'll just say, "Hey, here's more
matchmaking,
maybe some matchmaking for dungeons for some reason not there." Interesting. But maybe they'll say, "Here's a new update with matchmaking. Here's a new area update for Minecraft Dungeons. Minecraft Series X updated the optimized for Series X Minecraft might get explored a little further." But other than that, I think Minecraft will probably have some kind of presence because that is a huge game, but I don't think we can expect too much. Maybe like a next gen, like here's what it looks like running on Series X, and it looks like fantastic or something.
Yeah.
All right, then after that one, we got In Exile Entertainment. Man, Microsoft's got some companies, guys. This is we're about halfway, I think.
WB too.
In Exile, working on Wasteland 3, releases August 28th. I think they'll say demo available after the show, so you'll be able to actually play the game.
Yeah.
And then just kind of like because it's not really much from In Exile. I think that's actually all we're going to see from them. They might even show like here's some Series X optimized for Series X type thing. But the demo available during the week is going to be their big thing, I think. But I kind of did a little bit of research. Torment. I don't know if anybody's played this game in this party chat, but Torment Tides of Numenera was released in 2017. Apparently, this game is hailed as one of the best RPGs. Now, it's definitely caught my interest when I was trying to figure out what In Exile has worked on in the past, and this is one of them. Torment Tides of Numenera. So we could see a possible sequel. This would add another RPG to the lineup for Xbox. But it is good to note that this game was published by Techland. So I'm not sure who owns the franchise at this point.
Yeah. I remember the name from seeing it in the store, but I never.
Yeah, it caught my attention. Apparently, it got amazing response from fans and critics. All right, here's a good one, guys. Let's get to a really good one here. This is Microsoft's quadruple A studio. This is the big one. This is the Naughty Dog of Xbox. This is going to be the Initiative. You guys, I have 3 questions for you. Is it a Perfect Dark reboot? Or question number 2, is Perfect Dark exciting? Like, is it enough to be something worth the internet blowing up about? Or would you rather see a completely new IP from the Initiative? And the whole rumor about Perfect Dark coming back was just a rumor, and the whole gadgets thing that was leaked, yeah, it's just a spy type new IP. So what do you guys think? Would you like to see Perfect Dark? And if so, here's another question. Would you like to see a radical change to Perfect Dark? Maybe not even a first-person game.
I guess I'll start with this one. I loved Perfect Dark on the 360. If I'm not mistaken, it was a launch title and it was awesome. So yeah, long overdue for me. I'd like to play another Perfect Dark game.
Mm-hmm.
As far as it being, what do you said, the Naughty Dog
Yeah, the
competitor?
Naughty Dog of Xbox, man.
Is Perfect
This is the
Dark enough?
initiative. Yeah.
No. I mean, it carries a big name, but it doesn't
Hmm.
carry that big of a name. Like, it doesn't have that much weight to it. I think.
Right.
I think it'll be great though. It'll bring fans back that want to play Perfect Dark. But I'm still going to stick with what I said. I think it could be a 2 project deal. I think you could get a Perfect Dark just like a remaster, and then maybe that teases for a Perfect Dark in the future. But they're working on a brand new IP.
Okay. So,
Sticking with that.
all right. All right. Because, like, I feel like if you're going to bring back Perfect Dark, um, I mean, FPS is cool, right? FPS is great on Xbox. That's what like when you think about PlayStation versus Xbox, PlayStation has third person adventure games, Xbox typically has the shooters. So if you bring in like you have to bring in something that's going to really set this game apart from everything else. If this is going to be a quadruple A studio to bring in like one of you're going to have to show us something incredible. If you want to slap the name Perfect Dark on there, cool. You know what I mean? But it's got to be a completely new and original experience. And that's how I feel.
Like I said, brand new game. I think they're going to work on something brand new.
Okay, well, it looks like we got Greg's video is frozen, so we'll have to come back to him in a minute. He might have to drop out, come back in. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the next studio from Xbox Game Studios, Double Fine. Now this is where I'm actually kind of excited about, even though Psychonauts 2 is technically going to be on PlayStation as well. They've already, I mean, it was already in works for PlayStation, so I think they have already come to an agreement that Psychonauts 2 will release multi-platform. But it's a platforming game, and I think this is really cool that Double Fine is part of Xbox Game Studios because Xbox needs something to compete with Little Big Planet and all this other stuff. You know, these platforming games that are on PlayStation. So this is exciting for me. Tim Schafer had an update on May 8th from his work from home development. He said, we had big plans to drop some beautiful, exciting, psychedelic Psychonauts 2 gameplay onto the crowds of E3 this year, and that suddenly fell through. A major disappointment for sure. We are super excited about unveiling more of the game, and we're very happy to have plans for that locked back in place. Hooray! As our good pal Matt Booty announced yesterday on Inside Xbox 2020, there will be an Xbox Game Studio focused showcase in July, and Psychonauts 2 will be part of it. Oh, yes. So it's 100% confirmed. Psychonauts 2 will be there. I think we will see Psychonauts 2. We'll have a demo available after event.
Wait. You remember what's always in the live chat every year during the conferences? Whenever like if you're reading the chat during one of the Xbox or PlayStation conferences, people are always going Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Oh, Jesus.
What if they actually confirm it?
No way. No way. No way.
So funny.
I'm gonna move on because I don't. That game is that's dead. That's dead.
Yeah.
I don't believe you. It doesn't exist anymore.
They've already said they're not worried about it.
Yeah, I'd rather you know what? I'm one of the few that would rather see Portal 3 before Half-Life 3. Ooh.
I would still play Half-Life 3.
Well, that's besides the point. We're moving on to compulsion games. Compulsion games, guys. Okay, we got 4 more left, guys. We're moving through these, and Xbox. People were complaining that Xbox didn't have first party. We've gone through a lot of companies and what they've could be potentially working on.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them really exciting. Fable, Perfect Dark, whoa, quadruple A games, just big stuff. And then a Skyrim like RPG. What? So we're moving on to Compulsion Games. Now it gets kind of exciting because Compulsion Games was an indie game ish studio that released oh god, We Happy Few.
Yeah.
So, but since then, since being acquired by Microsoft, according to this is I'm sorry, this is on WindowsCentral.com, written by Asher Maiden. According to a recent LinkedIn profile change spotted by a number of Twitter users, Compulsion Games is hiring experienced AAA developers in order to bolster itself. So Microsoft could be, this is me talking, unquote, Microsoft could be trying to make Compulsion Games a bigger name company rather than keeping them indie. So this is exciting. Quote, it seems like the studio wants to create bigger games of higher quality. Hopefully, there will be a lot more AAA developers moving to Compulsion Games in the near future. Since We Happy Few, it's unclear what the team is working on at the moment. We'll keep you posted as soon as we know more. Yeah, that's it. Quote. So, yeah, Compulsion Games could end up being another big name studio rather than just a smaller. I mean, We Happy Few was ambitious, but it didn't. I
Yeah.
don't feel like it hit the mark.
No. It was
Yeah.
a weird game, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it had that BioShock feel to it. So if you
That's
could
what I was
get,
gonna say.
yeah, if you could get to BioShock level, you know, what I mean, with that, with the help of Microsoft's backing, and you can
Maybe
have, if Microsoft can have a BioShock level exclusive,
maybe that's what they're
awesome.
aiming for with the more talented developers coming to the studio.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
can
this
see
was,
it happening.
yeah, I mean, this interview was a while back too. So I mean, they've been working with a AAA developer. This was a senior tech artist was one of the mentions. A senior tech artist was a AAA developer from Eidos Montreal. So yeah, big names, big names. So we could see something from
EIDOS.
Compulsion. EIDOS. Did I just what is it?
No,
Eidos?
I'm just making sure.
Okay, Eidos, I don't know. So that's pretty cool. Andrew, this one's Andrew, this one's for you, man. I don't think we're gonna see much, but the Coalition, Microsoft's other AAA company. Now we do know that Gears Tactics was released on the PC just back in April. It hasn't yet to see light of day on Xbox. Do you think we will see an Xbox release? Do you think it will be an available today announcement? And also, do you feel that it's too early to see a Gear 6 tease?
I've been thinking hard about this one, but yeah, I was waiting for you to get the Coalition. I think, yeah, they'll do the Gears Tactics. I could see it being hey, it's released today. A demo maybe seems more likely for the Xbox. And then maybe, a couple months down the road, later this year, release for the Xbox. As far as Gears 6 goes, I think we'll see a logo. I think they'll kind of pull a because didn't they do that with Gears 5? Didn't they give you very, very, very little, and then it was just like the slow fade into the red omen?
Yeah, it was a tease. I can't remember exactly how it went down, but yeah.
I remember watching it. We were like, "What is this?" And then it was just like Gears 5, and it was like, "Well, can we see something?" Yeah, I think Gears 6. It seems about right. Gears 5 came out last year. It won't be a 2021 game. It'll give them something to talk about next year to show gameplay or another teaser. And it'll probably be a 2022 game for Series X. And I think it'll be a Series X exclusive. I don't think it'll be. It might drop the Xbox One by then.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, but as far as seeing it, just to know, I guess to reiterate, I still think, yeah, you could get one. I'm 50-50 on it. I'm not going to say we are,
Mhm.
because it does seem like the little bit they talked about optimization for Gears 5, they still seem to maybe want to push that game for the Series X. So I think I'm 50-50 on a Gears 6, maybe just a logo. But though I think they'll definitely bring up Gears 5, even though I'm not too I don't think they should spend too much time on that.
Mhm.
Only if it's a massive upgrade. I mean, if they can
Yeah.
show it and go like, "Hey, it's a totally different game. There is no performance mode. It runs at 4K 60, and it looks like this." Then yeah, you could spend some time on it. I mean, if it looks like a new game,
Mhm.
sure. But if it just looks like a minor upgrade with 60 frames a second, then don't spend too much time on it.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah, I
think
think
that's
they.
Coalition.
Okay, I think they did show like a little tech demo thing of Gears
Yeah,
5 running on Series X.
You
And
just
it
couldn't see it.
was.
Yeah.
I almost want to say that I don't know 100% sure on this. I think it was 120 frames per second,
Mhm.
running at 120 frames per second on like the PC Ultra mode, like the highest settings of PC. So I think it would be wise of like during the Xbox Game Showcase to have an optimized for Series X segment, and then just like a sizzle reel of games running optimized for the Series X. Like Gears 5 will
Side by
be,
side type of deal.
yeah, make it quick, make it fast, but also get the point across, like saying like, hey, Gears 5 is going to load in an instant. It's going to look at 4K 120 frames per second, and then jump onto another game that's going to look great. I think they were saying something about a while back, like Halo 5 will find HDR that it wasn't supposed to have in the beginning, but
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Like they'll do all this kind of stuff where they may even jump back a couple years and just say, hey, all of your other Gears titles, the legacy of Gears will run even or will be optimized for Series X, and like Gears 1 will have HDR support or something like that. You know what I mean? Or Gears 2, I guess, because I think Gears 1 had the Ultimate Edition, but yeah, like all these games will look incredible Series X optimized. I think they might do a segment like that. As far as like you said, as far as Gear 6 goes, I think um, it's almost like, is a tease going to be a surprise? I mean, I feel like nobody's going to be surprised. They're just going to be like, oh yeah, Gear 6. Yeah,
I'm
it's like,
I'm
yeah,
more
we kind of
curious
figured
with
that.
how they're gonna start the next game. Like what's gonna be canon because you had to make some decisions.
All right, all right. We haven't beat Gears 5 yet. We're still working on that legendary
You
mode.
have to make some decisions. Is all I'm gonna say. Like what's gonna be canon?
Okay, that's exciting. Um, so yeah, we're gonna move on to two more companies left, guys. World's Edge is another company from the Xbox Game Studios, and they work on Age of Empires. Now, Age of Empires 4 was announced, um, but that's a PC game, right, guys? So will we see an Age of Empires 4 Xbox Series X announcement, like
I
saying,
would
"Hey,
waste.
it's coming to Xbox"?
I would waste many hours on it. I used to
Yeah.
play the heck out of those games on PC when I was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I can still tell
So
you the cheat codes for them.
I think they even had a Age of. I'm not a big Age of Empires guy, but Age of Empires 2 was getting a definitive edition or remastered or remake or whatever.
They had
Um,
that last year at the
yeah,
Xbox event.
at the
Fan
Xbox
Fest.
event. Yeah. So
It
can
was
we
two
see
or
it?
three.
It was 2.
I think it was two. Yeah.
Can we see these games on Xbox? Bring them over off of PC and onto Xbox. I
Mm-hmm.
think that would be a cool announcement. It wouldn't be nothing groundbreaking or anything, but I mean, it might be. Age of
Yeah, if you're
Empires
a
fan would
fan.
be, yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's what we could see from World's Edge. Age of Empires 4 is still kind of up in the air. I don't think it doesn't have an official release date, so they could bring it out as an official release date and on Xbox Series X. But here's the big one, guys. This is the one that everyone is waiting for, and this is the game that will be 100% there at the Xbox Games Showcase. This is
You, you.
343 Industries Halo Infinite. Now, the questions are going to be simple on this one, guys. What do you want to see? Like, what
Yes.
is good? Yes. What do you want to see from Halo Infinite? What is going to blow your mind? And like, just yeah, that's it. That's the question right there. What do you want to see from Halo Infinite at the Xbox Game Showcase?
I think we talked about it last time, right? Like I want to see seamless transitions from cutscenes to gameplay. I don't think there will be any load or any load screens throughout the entire game. I mean, obviously, unless it's not something that the helmet or like the camera can pop out of his helmet and see, whether it has to be somewhere else in the galaxy or something like that. But
Right. Still no load times.
for obvious reasons. It's just going to pop to the cutscene. It's not going to load. It's going to be heavily optimized. Like it's going to run real good.
Now, Andrew, was this like, I don't know if you read an article or something, but is this game being developed natively for Series X and then downgraded to Xbox One, or is it kind of like were these games being developed at the same time and just optimized for Series X?
No, I was doing some. I can't quote an article because I don't have it with me. But a couple weeks ago, I was reading. I was trying to search online to figure that out, and I did read somewhere that it's being natively created on the Series X and then downgraded for the Xbox One, because that was one of my questions on the previous podcast we had, was if this game's going to compete as being the big boy title, I like to say, then it can't look like a Series X title. Like it's got to look next gen. It's going to be the one that sells the system. So that's what concerned me was is this game, because it's just like previous generations where it was made, it released on both consoles. It wasn't that big of a jump, you know. So with this game, that was my big question: is this game going to be made on the Xbox One and then just optimized for the Series X? Because if so, that's not a next gen seller,
Right.
So yeah, no, I read somewhere it said it's being natively created on the Series X and downgraded for the Xbox One. So I think it may be wise on their decision. I mean, I get it; they want to keep the Xbox One involved, so I can't see it really hurting the current customers. But I think they should show a side by side, saying, "Look, if you want to play the game, it is coming out on Xbox One. Here is the Series X, version, optimized version, if they want to say that." But no, I think what I'm looking forward to the game is, I mean, keep it true to the game. I didn't like 5 because it I don't know, the story was weird.
It was.
So I didn't like the whole bouncing back and forth between characters. I mean, you keep Chief the main guy, the main character, or at least make it interesting. Like what was it, 4 or 3? It was one of those that.
The Arbiter?
Yeah, if you're gonna play between
2,
characters, then keep it interesting.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Locke was not interesting.
No. Well, this is a quote from 343 Industries studio head Chris Lee. He does say that Halo Infinite, the game will focus on Master Chief and continue his saga after the events of Halo 5. Yeah, and then Halo Infinite intends to tie up loose ends. So
I think this game just needs to look beautiful. Obviously, it has to run at 60 frames, I think, at least. And then it just needs to be massive.
Mm-hmm. As far as we were talking about graphics and if it's going to be on like an optimized game for Series X or native. Andrew did say that it would be native, but I do want to kind of make a comment here on the Slipspace engine, where also 343 says that, let me see, I'm going to bring up, we knew we had to build a new tech to fully realize our goals for Halo Infinite. So this is a brand new tech called the Slipspace engine. So that is really exciting that they have a brand new engine going on.
I can almost see them as using like 10 or 15 minutes of Halo gameplay as their like
Oh
tech
yeah,
demo for like the no loading and like showing like the loading screens and stuff like that. Really,
Yeah.
I can see that.
Do you see this game, because judging on the trailer, do you feel like this is going to be open world?
I
Like the
hope not.
first, like, do you think it's going to be like a Halo open world game?
I hope not.
I feel like it'll be large environments.
Yeah,
I feel like,
Gears 5 type of.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
Halo, the original trilogy had wide open areas
yeah,
that you can go. I don't. It wasn't full on open world. Like it didn't have hubs or anything like that. But the environments that you fought in were extremely large. So
I had trouble finding them back in like where you needed to
where
go.
you needed to go, huh?
You remember like struggling just with where am I supposed to go?
I just remember legendary mode just
Oh my lord.
destroying us. Oh man. All right, so I'm also gonna just try to tie up a little bit more on the Halo Infinite side of things. Like Andrew, what do you want to see from Halo Infinite? I don't think I've gotten your answer. Like what what would it make you just like a 20-minute gameplay demo or like
Oh no, that's it's like what I just said. What I want to see is I want them to show it's going to be strictly Master Chief for the most part.
oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
I
What
want
would you guys want to see from a 20-minute video game demo or like from what I
Just
mean?
give me the intro. You know,
yeah, just
like
give me the first level or something. I mean, like
yeah,
a walkthrough of most of the first level. Like Greg said, 10, 15 minutes. I think
yeah. That way you're
maybe
not
10.
getting too much to the
Sounds good.
story, but you kind of get a
Mhm.
direction of where it's going, um, and you get to showcase a lot of stuff, including the like hopefully the seamless cutscenes to gameplay.
I would love to see this game booted up. So I would love to see this showcase
Yeah,
the power of
from
the
the home
Xbox
screen.
Series X. Yeah, start it up from the home screen, boot the game up, and say this is the game hasn't been opened before, so this is how fast the game's going to load in, and that kind of thing, and just boom, 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 you're in the game. And then I think from that moment, I think we could see like you guys have said, the intro. Like this is the first the opening cutscene and the first level of the game.
I could see
And
I could see them trailing off of a like a Master Chief collection or something
ooh,
optimized for Series X, and then it
Ooh,
kind of like it goes like Halo One, Halo Two, Halo Three, Halo Four, Halo Five, and then it like rolls right into the boot up of Halo Six, and
oh
or Halo,
yeah. And maybe
and
that's why that tech demo was released about like the Halo 5 using HDR that it
yeah,
wasn't built for. Maybe it's because they are working on an optimized Master Chief collection.
with
oh,
Um,
400
I
megabytes
think so.
or 400 gigabyte.
yeah, but you can pick and choose what you want to download, right? Because that's what
It's true.
yeah. So that would be really cool, man. Like
Fun.
yeah. So and like you said, like going through the history of Halo, and then here we go, Halo 5 or Halo 6. I'm sorry, Halo Infinite. Excuse me. But yeah, so so you go into Halo Infinite. Oh my god, yeah, that would be really cool. Show the opening. I think it needs a good chunk of this showcase. I think it needs like give me 15 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah.
Now, it was crap, man. I believe it was Aaron Greenberg of Xbox that said it, but I think it was. I can't give the exact quote, but somebody from Xbox said that this was their year, man. He said they
Hmm.
were like talking about their disappointment of E3 being canceled. They said this was their year to bring it, and they were going to take the summer like by
Yeah.
storm. They said Halo was going to be there in a big way. Um, so now this is it. This is it. Halo is
Well,
going. Yeah,
if
it's
this
got to
console
blow minds, man.
if this console was supposed to come out in August originally, Halo's ready. Like it's gonna
Yeah.
have a heavy presence.
Yeah, yeah. It's got to blow minds. You know what I mean? It's got to.
Speaking of, let me see some gore.
Oh man, yeah, sure, yeah. It's not rated
Let
teen
me
like Halo
blow
5
some
Guardians,
minds,
man.
man.
Yeah. Don't make it a rated teen Halo. Let's go back to because
Right,
like
give me
Halo
rated
5 was
R,
rated teen. I can't
gritty,
believe that.
dirty,
Uh,
more adult.
yeah, man. Come on. So let's bring it back. Like, I think they learned their lesson, and I think they're gonna do everything they can to
Mhm.
rectify Halo 5, like to bring it back.
Halo 5's
I'm gonna.
multiplayer is really good.
Oh,
It
the
was
multiplayer was excellent. I love the feel of Halo 5. So,
Yeah.
like the gameplay itself was great.
If it would not kick me out of ADS whenever I'm trying to aim at someone when I get
Oh,
shot through, that would be great.
oh man, dude. So it's got to blow minds, guys. So I'm excited about that. So that concludes the Xbox Game Studios, man. Just to recap, Halo Infinite from 343's Industries, Age of Empires, maybe by World's Edge, Gears Tactics, maybe a Gears 6 by Coalition, Compulsion's Game, been hiring AAA talent. Could be something there for maybe a We Happy Few 2, or maybe We Happy More, or couple, We Happy couple, We Happy
Few.
bunch.
Yeah.
Double Fine will be there 100% confirmed by Tim Schafer, Psychonauts 2. The Initiative, Perfect Dark reboot, maybe a brand new IP from the Quadruple A studio at Xbox Game Studios. In Exile Entertainment, Wastelands 3 getting that release in August 28th. I think they'll say something about a new demo. Mojang Studios with Minecraft Dungeons and possibly a Series X update. Ninja Theory with Hellblade 2, the Insight Project, and maybe some Bleeding Edge updates. Obsidian Entertainment with Grounded, possibly a Skyrim-like AAA RPG. Playground Games, Fable, rumored. That's all I'll say. Rare, Everwild. This is going to be a great adventure game. Battletoads, Sea of Thieves from Rare. Turn 10, Forza Motorsports 8 with a ton of awesome features, brand new features coming to that. Undead Labs, possibly a State of Decay 3, backed by Mac Booty, saying that they cannot wait to make a State of Decay 3. Yeah. So, wow. Right?
About Flight Sim.
Now, okay. So, Flight Simulator, I didn't I didn't include that one on there. Now, Series X presentation of Flight Sim would be really cool.
Yeah, because it says it's exclusive for PC and Xbox One, like on their webpage. That's what it says. So yeah, I think they'll show. I think they'll show it, and then give you, because the only way you've actually seen like gameplay, because they've had a lot of what do you call them, tech or early previews for the
Alphas
PC.
and beta, yeah.
Yeah, and you can find them if you go on YouTube. They got about 8, 9, 10 minute videos of them.
Mm-hmm.
The game looks incredible, but they really haven't put it out in the forefront besides E3 last year that Xbox is actually getting it for the first time, and that's a big game. So I think we're going to get some Flight Sim optimized for Series X. We may get the holiday December-ish release time frame, because it did say it was coming in 2020, and you already got alpha builds on PC, so I could see it coming out later this year, which actually would be a pretty good seller for them as well. And then I wanted to kind of add to the Rare, because we kind of went by Rare real quick. Anybody think we might see Conquer come back?
Oh man,
Is that dead?
I'd take it.
I think that the funny thing is I think that would have more weight than a Perfect Art. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that would
I
carry
think
more
so.
weight than Perfect Dark. Like if they had an actual really good looking Conquer game. But
I mean, there's got to be something holding it back, because
Yeah.
everybody wants it. I mean, that's another dormant Xbox brand that
yeah, that would be really good. I don't think we'll see Conquer, but man, why? Where's it at? Bring it. And even if you have to pass it on to a different team, like Rare's got their hands full, as it seems like, with Everwild and
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves, and I mean I wouldn't say Battletoads, but yeah, they got their hands full. So I mean, if you have to pass it off, give it to somebody. And then what if, dude, the initiative working on a Conquer game? Jesus, like a quadruple A Conquer game? Good lord! I think if you gave it to Compulsion Games, that would be an excellent thing. Compulsion Games, known for their quirkiness. Obsidian, well, they're more RPG, but yeah, I mean, like, let's do it. Make the Conquer happen.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So very exciting stuff. I do want to run through. Man, Xbox has got a lot, guys. There's two other things that Xbox has. Do you think that we'll make a presence at the Xbox Game Showcase? xCloud. Do you think xCloud will be there? Do you think they will show some kind of integration with the Series X, and like, here's how xCloud is going to work? Maybe, perhaps, it will be like a like, you know how you're going to be downloading these games, these demos. Well, guess what? They're available on xCloud as well. You know what I mean? Like, you can play them on xCloud.
Download it now, or play it on your phone, or mobile device.
And here's how xCloud is going to be integrated with the Series X. Like maybe you'll be able to, before you buy a game and you want to try it, you don't have to download that demo. You can play it right away. And then when you say purchase, you purchase the game, you can play it right away. It won't be played at its optimal quality, and it will, probably a little laggy, input delay, but hey, you can play your game right away. And then once the game is downloaded, you'll be able to play it. Like, type thing where you can get instantaneous
Be awesome.
gratification. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Stream the game while it downloads.
I think xCloud is something that they should focus on during this event. I think there's a lot of potential there. And if anything, they can just say that all the demos will be available on xCloud. That's insane.
A quick segment.
Yeah. And then Xbox Games Pass. Now, it would not be an Xbox event without Xbox Game Pass showing up in some capacity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You'll see it all over the screen when they're showing the game trailers.
Yeah.
Game Pass.
Yeah.
Game Pass,
Also,
Game Pass.
Day one Game Pass. Halo Infinite, Day one Game Pass. Forza Motorsports 8, Day one Game Pass.
They've done a great job selling the Game Pass, because I know for me, I mean, I used to, I'd roll my eyes every time E3 would roll around and Game Pass segment. That's like, come on. But now I can tell you what, man, it's the best value in gaming. I mean, I've subscribed. I've discovered a lot of games I normally wouldn't even have thought of, and I love it. I think they should spend some time, highlight that, hey, look, man, especially with COVID going on, like, look, we're going to make you, not make you, but you're going to invest $400 into a new console. Hey, after you spend that $400, continue your subscription to Game Pass, and you get all these great games that we just announced day one when they release.
Dude, and this is something I've talked about on the show before. Xbox Game Pass day one with launch. Like, if you bundle it as a 7-day trial, even if it's a 14-day trial of Xbox Game Pass, you get your Xbox console. Make it even Game Pass Ultimate. Let's go nuts. You know what I mean? You get your Xbox Series X. You can bring it home without any additional purchases. Like, you do not need to buy Halo Infinite. You do not need to buy Forza Motorsport 8. That saves you. If games are going to be $79.99, like it's rumored to be after 2K announced with NBA 2K being at $79.99. Wait, I'm sorry, $69.99. Yeah, I'm sorry. So $69.99. Dude, that's saving you what, $160 roughly if you were to buy two games afterwards, and after just spending probably $400, maybe $500 for a brand new console. And it's just like, hey, take the console home. You got 14 days of Halo Infinite at launch, Forza Motorsport at launch, and hundreds of other games, most of them optimized for Series X. Like,
take that money and buy one of the expansion cards. Like, I want to know.
Oh,
the
yeah,
price.
yeah.
Like, what's the price going to be on one of those doohickeys?
That's a good question. I don't think they're going to talk about that. I will bring that up in the next one, next little topic. But that's it. When we got an Xbox Game Pass is such a great value. Like Andrew said, one of the best values. And this is the time to like Xbox Game Showcase that coming up at the 23rd. This is when you say, this is why Game Pass is going to be the killer app for launch on Series X.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is, I would even like just name drop if you need to. Like, do it, man. The PS5 will not be able to offer this value.
Well, what's so great about this showcase that's going to separate it from the PS5 showcase, anyways, is a lot of those PS5 games are coming to Xbox. And I mean, even though it was a great conference and I gave it an A, you know, I did a little research. And a lot of those games that I was interested, I get to play on my Xbox. Whereas this conference it's an Xbox Studio showcase, first party showcase. So everything you're going to see here, only on Xbox.
Well, save for Psychonauts 2, which is coming. Yeah. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, I could counter argue that with PlayStation has a lot more brand new IPs that they announced that are exclusive to PlayStation 5. That are really exciting.
But I was tying that in with your Xbox Game Pass thing. Like
yes.
That's what they need to.
And all of those games, day one on Game Pass, man. Jesus. Yep. That's insane. That is insane. And if it is, even if it's a 7-day trial, nobody's going to want only 7 days of Halo Infinite. That means that they are in the ecosystem. That means after you play Halo Infinite for 7 days, you're going to have to renew that subscription for $15 if you want Game Pass Ultimate, or $9 if you just for $10 more additional cost to your Series X. You have hundreds of games.
Right.
That's
your subscriptions for your live gold.
Yeah, and with PS5, like this is, I think they really need to drive this message. They need to open the conversation, like not just let fans figure this out. I think they need to say, like, PlayStation 5 is not going to give you this value. Like, you do not have this value at launch with PlayStation 5. Like, if you want Ratchet and Clank, if it is a launch title, I doubt it, but if it is a launch title, like, you're going to have to drop at least $59 if it is going to be a $59 game. If you want Miles Morales, most likely going to be a $39.99 game. But you have to drop an extra $40 or $50 to $60, maybe even $70 when you just bought your $500 console.
And then you got one game.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just one game. So I think Xbox needs to showcase this in quotes at the Xbox Game Showcase.
That are already optimized too.
Exactly. Like, so if you got your brand new Xbox Series X and you have never played Gears 5, well, guess what? Now it's running almost as a Series X game. Like, it's 4K 120 frames per second, looking at the highest possible fidelity. Boom.
Ray tracing and everything.
You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. If you missed out on Halo 5, well, guess what? You get to play Halo 5 at the optimal quality and Halo Infinite.
That's why me and you stopped
and Master
playing.
Chief Collection.
That's why me and you stopped playing.
Yeah, because we want to play it on the Series X. Exactly. So I mean,
I finished it.
Yeah, I mean, we like to torture ourselves and put it on like legendary and insane mode. So it takes us a while.
Berserkers.
God, though, I mean, like that's the thing. I mean, I think Game Pass is such an ultimate value for Xbox that I think this is the time where all eyes are on Xbox. Get that message out there. Yeah. So the next thing, this is a tweet from Jeff Grubb. Now he's a reliable source here on Twitter. I've been following his message. He's also featured on Kinda Funny a lot. He says that there will be Unboxing Day, or Xboxing Day. I'm sorry, Xboxing Day in August. Sometime in August. It has a time slot in August. Xboxing Day is where Xbox will talk more about the hardware side of Xbox. So this leads me to the final question of the evening before I talk about a little cool thing happening, and then we'll close it out. So this is the final question, guys. Xboxing Day, keep that in mind, reserved in August, according to Jeff Grubb. Do you think that Project Lockhart will be unveiled at the end of the Xbox Game Showcase?
No.
What do you think, Andrew?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
saw something that said they probably won't even reveal it until that day in August or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm. I saw that too, but we're talking July 23rd here, so this is pretty much the end of July. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I don't
borderline
know.
August.
I
That's
hope they
true.
do because it doesn't make I have made sense of why they're releasing if it's going to be rumored the way it's supposed to be. I've made good sense of how it's a good move for them, but for them to have a showcase about their games and then come out in August and be kind of confusing, I guess. Saying you have the Series X, here's all these games for the Series X, and
Mm-hmm.
then a month later saying, "Oh, but wait, we also have this console, and it releases 2 months from now."
Yeah.
Or even if it doesn't, as not a launch, you know what I mean? Like if it's going to come out after the Series X or something,
Yeah.
it's gonna start getting very confusing for your average gamer. So I don't know. I kind of hope they kind of pull a Sony here, and like nobody expected the PS5 to be revealed. So I'm
Everybody
kind of
anticipated, but yeah.
yeah, but nobody actually. I mean, I didn't think they were
And
actually going to show it.
it was
Uh,
called PlayStation Games Showcase too, so it wasn't.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I'd like to see them go ahead and give you the Series X price. I'd like to see that at the very end. You get the price, maybe even a pre-order thing because why not?
Oh wow.
Um, I mean, you're only what 4 months from launch,
That's what I was just
so
thinking. I was like, we're only like 3 or 4 months away
It's
from this
crazy,
thing's
man.
coming
and
out,
it
dude.
It's
and
crazy.
it was supposed to come out in August. So it kind of makes you. I mean, they're ready to go. So put that out there, and then it
Maybe
would
it still
seem like
will.
a yeah, and it would seem like a good time to like Sony did. They had the PS5, they showed it, and then like the next scene, it was like here's the all digital right next to it. So it seems like a good thing they could do too. Like here's the Series X at $399, and then kind of go into a small like little tech, like a list of here's the Series S coming out on launch. Also, here's what it's got. Blah blah blah. $199. You know,
I can see. I can see them doing a reveal. I think they'll do maybe even say like, "Hey," or like, do your little cool sizzle reel thingy majigger," and then like, boom, you got Xbox Series S, and like it shows the new. It won't be that little cube thing that you've seen a lot of concept art. I think it'll actually
Yeah.
be maybe it look more like a One X where it's more slim, but maybe it's just as tall or something like that. But anyways, that's besides the point. They show the console, and then I think it'll say, "Stay tuned in August for Xboxing Day, August something something," and then that way it all eyes are going to be on. Hopefully they advertise this as the Big Daddy event. Like hopefully their Xbox gets the message across. Like this is the show that everybody needs to tune into. PlayStation had millions and millions of concurrent viewers watching the PlayStation 5 reveal. All eyes were on them. They advertised it as such. Like this is the PlayStation 5 event, right? Like all eyes are on them. Xbox needs to do the same thing. They need to get all eyes on Xbox. And then that way you've captured the audience. You got it. If you want to show it at the beginning, do it. If you want to show it at the end, do it. But they need to show like this is what we're going to release at launch. Like we're like you guys said, 4 months away or
Yeah.
3. I don't even know.
A maximum of 4 months.
Yeah. And then you show both consoles. You say we'll be releasing the Series X and the Series S consoles
Yeah.
on launch day, November something something. Stay
$3.99.
tuned. Maybe even give you the release date, and then just say stay tuned for Xboxing Day coming up in August, where we will talk price, pre-orders, and specs of both consoles. And then that's it. And then you have the message out there like, okay, I got to tune into August, and but I do know what Xbox is going to be, making available at least. If the Series S is a real thing, I think sooner better than later, for sure. Like you got to get the message out now. You can't keep waiting. People are going to get confused, especially when there's 2 SKUs. Actually, there's going to be 4 SKUs for people to decide on for next gen. Like people are going to be, what? Like there's a all digital PlayStation and a physical PlayStation. There's a Series X and an S. What do I get?
Oh, they have to.
Yeah,
I
and I
mean,
think,
they have to release one, at least without a disc drive. I mean, they got to do something to compete.
and that's
with
the
that.
other thing. Will there be 3 SKUs? Will Xbox be like, here's the Series X, all digital as well?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Good Lord, that would be a lot. I mean, they did talk about the that leaked. I can't even. What was it Eidolon? I don't even know. It started with an E. The project something started with an E for Xbox. So there's another project for Xbox somewhere out
Yeah,
there.
I said in our previous podcast I thought they would do the same as Sony, and then after that podcast we did, it really came out that the Lockhart is real, and it is being revealed, and supposedly it's rumored it is going to be the lower end model.
Yeah.
Um, so I take back what I said on the all digital. I think you'll get a Series X with a disc drive, and then I think you'll get a Series S, and I think they'll strip the disc drive from it. Um, and it'll just be like a mid-range. It'll be a booster to get you into next gen, and maybe we don't have to talk about it on this podcast, or maybe when we want to talk about why the Lockhart's a good idea, I'll get into that. But yeah, I think that's what they'll do. I think the Series X is their premium console. I still think it'll be priced at or lower than the all-digital PS5. And I think they're just going to stick with that. I think they want to give you everything. The premium experience is the Series X, and that's it. No all digital.
Okay. I like that. I like that idea, but yeah. So I think Series S could. I think it is going to be at the Xbox Game Showcase. I just think it'll be a reveal of what the console looks like, and then stay tuned, and then maybe even advertise Xboxing Day. We're going to talk about price, release, everything about the hardware.
Yeah, I read. I'm going to touch on what you said about because I read the same thing about. They said the Lockhart would look pretty much like a Xbox One S, all digital edition.
Mhm.
I just think that would be a bad move. I love
Confusing.
the idea.
Yeah.
I love the idea of the white half cube. Because it at least it fits in line. Like when you think series, Xbox Series,
Yeah.
you would see the X and then you would see the small, like Amazon Cube looking guy, and it looks the same. I think if you release 2 consoles, because at least the PlayStation, the disc drive and the all digital, they look the same.
Yeah.
So if you have, we have the Series X and the Series S, but they look like 2 different consoles, and one almost looks like an Xbox One that's still going to be on the shelf selling.
Yeah.
I don't like to say Xbox makes a lot of bad moves, but that to me would be a bad move because it's like I would go to the store and be like, make sure I got the right one in my hand.
Right. It muddy the conversation.
Yeah. So I
Everybody
like
would be confused.
I'm curious to see how wrong we really are about Lockhart. Like, what if it's not like this little weak thing? Like this step up thing?
Dude, apparently it, like, from the rumors, man, it's powerful. It's it just got 4 teraflops.
Yeah, I can't see the need.
It's interesting. I'm very interested to see what the Series S, and that's why it's like, dude, we're getting way too close for launch. If this console is going to launch with the Series S or X, it's getting way too close to have this muddied message of what Xbox is going to offer.
What if it's portable?
And that's go watch our video on what if the Lockhart is portable. I don't know if I 100% still stand by that, but it would be really cool, wouldn't it?
Right.
All right, guys. So that was our prediction show. Just want to run through a really quick thing here. Xbox Game Showcase will be July 23rd at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jeff Cayley will be doing a 1 hour live pre-show before it, and then I think you'll also be doing an after show with Summer Game Fest. Now, also part of Summer Game Fest is Xbox Demo Week from the 21st to the 27th. Demos for tons of games. This is coming from Xbox.com with Glenn Gregory, Senior Project and Marketing Manager. He says, as I've mentioned, we'll have a lot of games, somewhere between 75 and 100 when the dust settles. We'll announce the full list closer to July 21st, but here are some highlights. You have Chris Tales. This is an indie JRPG. Destroy All Humans remake. Haven. Hellpoint, which is an intense RPG. And then you have Skatebird, which is exactly what it is. Sounds like. The Veil Shadow of Crown. You have Raji and the Ancient Epic. Welcome to Elk. These are games that are confirmed to be demos for the Xbox Demo Week on Summer Games Fest. So that's really cool. And then, like as we said, I think on the 23rd they're going to drop a ton of new demos based off of the announcements. Since it's the end of the show, and I got one more thing, and then we're closing it out, guys. It's my last thing. It's interesting. It's July, right? And by this time, it'll be the end of July. Now, if you're watching this now and this game has already been announced, it's possible. But will Call of Duty make an appearance? It is July, and we have not had a Call of Duty announcement. Did Xbox secure some kind of partnership with Call of Duty again? Or why haven't we seen Call of Duty when they're typically announced in May? Are they holding out for Xbox?
I don't even remember seeing any news at all.
There hasn't. The only thing has been rumored that it's called Black Ops, just Black Ops, like a reboot, like Modern Warfare was. I think it's the most recent rumor is that you will play the assassination of JFK.
Oh God!
Right, like you'll be on the sticks during that, and then yeah, that's basically all we've really gotten from this. It's so surprising seeing how Call of Duty always announces their games at least June during E3. And the fact that it wasn't at the PlayStation Game Showcase is very, very interesting.
Because they normally have the exclusives.
They got that partnership, right? And so Activision could be holding out to do their own little Call of Duty Day event where they reveal it on their own, which they definitely could. But are they holding out for Xbox? Like, did Xbox secure some kind of partnership here? Will we see it at the Xbox Game Showcase? One more thing. It was mentioned that there will be third-party games there.
I doubt the Call of Duty is coming back with Xbox, because I know this game, from what I've been reading, has had some issues on development. So it just sounds like something that's maybe just got pushed back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I still see it being some kind of month exclusivity with PlayStation or something. I can't see them coming back to Xbox unless Microsoft threw a lot of money their way. But you know, you can't deny the player base on PlayStation's a little bigger right now.
Right. I mean, it's just, once again, it's just a little partnership though, so it's not like they get exclusives. But yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's no exclusive DLC map packs anymore, right? I mean,
right. Oh, that's true.
Everybody gets it at the same time now. I mean, you just get these like little partnerships things going on. Very well. I mean, they do get like some exclusive DLC on PlayStation, but it's not like the map packs aren't withheld anymore. Right. So yeah, that would be so interesting. I'm not too sure. I mean, that would be exciting. It could be like what you said, Andrew. That's a good point. The game has been going through some kind of development like struggles. I mean, if you think about it, Treyarch jumped onto it mid development cycle.
Last May or something.
Yeah,
May of 19.
yeah. So that's they would have to take the game and completely turn it around. They could end up missing holiday this year. Maybe they'll save Call of Duty for the first time and drop it after. No, okay, yeah. I don't think Activision wants that.
No.
So
They'll release it unfinished if they have to.
Yeah, they will.
it's just something I was thinking about when I was coming up with this. I was like, yo, I've been putting it on everything.
Yeah.
I've been putting it on everything.
Where's Call of Duty? Taking them so long. They're trying to fix the footsteps.
Well, that'll just about do it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for this awesome Xbox prediction show, and thank you for watching the prediction show. If you have your own predictions, please comment. We make these videos not only just to put them on YouTube and make a podcast, but also to hear from you. We like to open up the conversation. I want to hear what your thoughts are, and what do you think is going to be shown at the Xbox Games Showcase coming up July 23rd, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Greg. Any closing thoughts? Any closing thoughts? Or
go Xbox.
Go Xbox.
Phil, we trust.
And Phil, we trust.
Phil, we trust.
All right.